Hello, my name is William B. Turner, and I'm not a real video kind of guy. I'm much more a text kind of guy. If you want to explain something to me, I'd much rather have you just write it down and let me read it rather than watch a video. But it's the video age that we live in, and everybody else seems to like video a lot, and so, what can I do? I'm the minority, so I might as well just go along. I don't like doing things that way, but that's the only choice that I really have at the moment. So here's my video. Hi, I'm on video. Now, I'm not a real video whiz. It's not going to be a big fancy video with lots of special effects and all that kind of stuff, because I don't know how to do that. I don't really care to know how to do that. I'm not willing to pay somebody else to do it for me at the moment. So this is what you got. Here's my video. So I'm William B. Turner, as I said, and let me just, now that we're through the video part, tell you that if you support Donald J. Trump as President of the United States, please just move on to the next campaign. Because I emphatically do not support Donald J. Trump as President of the United States. And I have a hard time understanding how anybody could support Donald J. Trump as President of the United States, because he's a really lousy president. He's grossly unqualified, he's completely incompetent, he's doing a really, really bad job. And if you also agree with me on this, then I strongly encourage you to call all three of your members of Congress, your member of the House, and both of your senators, and tell them that you oppose everything Donald J. Trump is doing as president, and ask them to oppose it as well. And call your member of the House and encourage them to support the effort to investigate Donald J. Trump with an eye towards finding whatever it is he's done, and I'm sure he's done something that would justify impeaching him, some sort of criminal conduct that would justify impeaching Donald J. Trump, because we must be better off as a country the faster we get him out of the White House. That said, now there are anybody can call all the members of Congress, and you should certainly do that. I have another particular way that I can have opposed Donald Trump as president that I'm not making full use of right now, and I'm not happy about that, and you can help me make full use of it. I have a law degree from the University of Wisconsin. I was licensed to practice law for a few years in Wisconsin, but I let my license lapse, and I moved back to my home state of Oklahoma for personal reasons. I am now in the state of Oklahoma instead of Wisconsin, and I would like to be able to get my law license to practice law in Oklahoma, but I don't do that. I haven't done that yet. Unfortunately, everybody assumes lawyers are rich, and so they assume that you can afford to pay lots of money to get your law license. I don't have a lot of money. I'm poor. I'm mildly disabled, and I subsist on Social Security disability, and I would prefer to be able to practice law and make more money doing that, although I make a lot of money. My purpose in getting my law license is not necessarily to make a lot of money. My purpose in getting my law license is to help people who need help. And at the end of the day, the ways in which people suffer under the likes of people like Donald J. Trump is that they end up needing legal help some way or another. So you get the story about the poor woman whom ICE dragged out of the hospital while she was being treated for some sort of illness and didn't care about her illness. By God, she was undocumented, so they're going to drag her out of the hospital. You hear the story about the poor guy who, I think it was Colorado, who was actually a citizen, but he had a Hispanic name, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And so I arrested him. Well, that's just wrong. That should not happen to anyone. And unfortunately, it happens too often. And let's just be clear, the police make mistakes. I know they do, because I've seen it happen. And I've defended people who've been subject to police mistakes. And it should not happen. And the only way that anybody can help them is to provide them with a competent attorney. And I would like to be that attorney for them here in Oklahoma, in South Central Oklahoma. I live in Norman, Oklahoma at the moment. We have a significant number of Hispanic people. We also have a significant number. Norman, Oklahoma is the seat of the University of Oklahoma. And we have a significant number of Muslims and South Asian people and various people from all over the world. So we don't have a lot of problems with the Muslim ban, because the nearest airport, Will Rogers World Airport, does not get any international flights at all. So I'm not going to be able to go to the airport and fight the Muslim ban that way. But there are other ways, people get harassed at the border unnecessarily. There's a story recently about the gentleman who's a physician. He's a medical doctor. He had gotten TSA approval to skip TSA security checks when he went to the airport, but he left the country. He's coming back in the country. He got harassed just because he has a Muslim last name. This is just outrageous and should not happen. Okay, nobody should suffer that kind of discrimination. It's ridiculous. It's offensive. It's stupid. It's un-American. You name it. Think of your pejorative adjective you want to heap on it, and go ahead and heap away. That should not happen. And there's an important concept called due process of law. Anybody who is potentially subject to deportation should get a hearing before he or she is deported. That's just standard operating procedure. Doesn't matter what you think about undocumented immigrants. We don't know the person is deportable until he or she gets a hearing. As we know, ICE, as I say, has arrested people who are citizens just because they have Hispanic last names, because they look like they might be deportable. And so you should always check to make. You always give this person a hearing to be able to establish whether or not he or she is in fact subject to deportation before they get deported. That's just basic fairness. And you can oppose that if you want to, but it doesn't make any sense. And due process of law is an extremely important concept. It's one I am very enamored of. I really, really like the process of law. And I'm happy to help. And one of the things, the problem is most people don't know what their rights are. I do know what your rights are, and I'm willing to tell you what your rights are and help you defend your rights in court. But I need my law license to be able to do that. That's my reason for trying to get my law license. And so I want to help people who are potentially subject to deportation, who are suffering discrimination because of their religious beliefs, because of their ethnic or identity, because of racism. I mostly did, when I was practicing law, I mostly did criminal defense and family law. I would get divorced, which, is not fun, but if you want to get divorced, you should be able to get divorced. And I took a lot of public defender cases, helped a lot of people with their plea bargains. A lot of people just said, yeah, okay, I'm guilty, I'm going to plead guilty, and that's fine. You need to understand what you're doing when you plead guilty. And I also defended people who clearly should never have been arrested to begin with. You read the police report and you're like, why did you arrest this person? You clearly violated this person's rights and arrested him or her. You should not be allowed to prosecute him, so dismiss the charges. I got charges dismissed. And we have rules. If you're going to be a law enforcement officer, you should abide by the rules yourself. That's just basic. And so don't tell me about how. And I'm not anti-cop. I just want cops to I want the cops to abide by the rules the same as everybody else does. If you're going to be a law enforcement officer, you have to obey the law yourself. Okay, that's just basic. And the cops make mistakes. They make mistakes all the time. And so somebody needs to be able to help people who are the victims of police officer mistakes. And that's just basically as far as I can do. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to raise money. I'm halfway there. Please push me over the top for money that I need to be able to restore my law license, get my law license in the state of Oklahoma. And the other thing besides video, everybody seems to want a spiff. You want some sort of reward for giving money to somebody. I have written 2 books. I've written one book about how horrible the Republicans are, and I've written a second book that offers an explanation of what's in the United States Constitution. And for $50, I'll give you one book. For $100, I'll give you 2 books. You just let me know which book you want. They're both ebooks, and I'll just send them to you via email. Okay, so just let me know. Please give me as much as you can afford to. I don't want to hurt anybody. Don't go without food or anything. Not to anyway. But please make a donation. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.